And there we go. Can start talking now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's episode of Locked and Loaded, titled... What was the title?
All I Want for Christmas is a half-decent title.
Well, apparently you're not getting one.
No, I haven't worked hard enough for it.
With us tonight is, three employed individuals, starting with Sergeant Buck over in that corner over there.
I'm double employed.
Moving
I
to
consider myself
Pavaros.
half employed. I would consider myself half employed.
And then, myself, Smart Pig 2150, with potentially employed?
Sounded pretty...
Convincing.
I got the job
Fixed.
offer. I gotta go in and actually return it tomorrow with the full with my signature on it saying I accept your job offer, rather than I reject your job offer and substitute my.
You're cutting out there. Pete.
Yeah, you're kind of in it all.
All right, fuck it. I'm turning off this push to talk bullshit. Fuck you guys and your freaking. And
Just
you're.
turn up your
I don't like.
sensitivity to where it won't catch the vape, or turn your head away.
I'm wearing headphones, so if I turn my head away, the microphone will follow.
All right, you're a pleb.
Eat me.
No, I'm not into cannibalism. Thank you very much.
So you're saying you don't eat pig?
No.
You're not
only...
a pork fan there, buddy?
No, that's a
Who
Muslim.
likes pork?
I eat pork? I'm the cannibal here.
Bacon,
Oh, that's different.
sausage, but not pork.
I don't eat buckshot. I think if I did, that'd be a one-time thing. Permanently.
I don't know. Have you seen the AMC series Preacher?
No?
That guy ate buckshot and he lived.
Are you talking about a fictional story?
No. This is an honest to God documentary. It's a docu-series.
By
Just,
AMC,
just like The
guys-
Office.
The guys that have decided that they are going to make a show about putting four couples on a luxurious island with a bunch of extremely attractive people, and then push them to break up and start dating one of those gorgeous
Yes.
people.
Yes, I'm telling you, this is a documentary, a dramatized documentary of actual events.
That probably happened. They just haven't been written down.
that were archived in comic book form and then brought to the big screen by AMC in its full glory. Some historical facts from these events may be embellished to make the story a little bit better. Seriously, go watch Preacher. It's fucking awesome.
Like surviving buckshot to the
Yeah.
face.
Oh my god, if you guys haven't seen Preacher, it's fucking amazing. I'm serious,
no.
go watch it. I read the comic book, well, half the comic book because I couldn't read the rest of it on the operations floor because it had boobies in it. And it was fucking amazing.
I'll add that to my list of shows I'll watch at some point.
At some point. Yeah, I have so many. Like, it doesn't even help that right now I'm going through, like, old shows.
Penny? Before...
Jeez, okay.
Oh, there
Yeah.
goes Pig.
Yeah,
Silo.
what was it? I need to get caught up on Game of Thrones, but every time I sit down, I'm just kind of like, meh.
Where are you at?
End of season 6, I think.
Why would you even bother watching that?
Well, that's the end of the show. So
Because my dad likes it and I keep buying him Game of Thrones themed beer. So then we have a beer night where we just
Game
drink
of
like
Thrones.
fucking crazy and watch Game of Thrones.
I'm starting to think that you're more of an alcoholic than I am.
Yeah. It took you that long to figure it out?
Yeah, but you're also a fucking lightweight. I mean, holy shit.
Well, yeah, I just don't do the hard stuff. Used to, don't so much anymore.
Speaking of drinks, Bob, what are you drinking tonight?
Right, I have what should I talk about now? A Mai Tai, I think. So hold on.
You're drinking a Mai Tai?
No, I'm
You
drinking
are
a margarita.
drinking a martial art.
You're drinking a margarita. Okay, that's. I have to. I have to question your ability to tell the difference between a margarita and a Mai Tai because they are supremely different.
I don't know why that's the word that came to my mind. I think I said it right the first time when I didn't have my mic turned on.
But, So you have plausible deniability right now because nobody fucking heard you when you didn't have your mic turned on.
I mean, my roommate could have.
I'm getting my
Maybe.
lawyer.
Yeah, but your roommate's biased because he'll vouch for you.
Maybe.
You don't know that. Maybe,
What do you got there?
Maybe they hate each other.
What do you got there, Buck?
I've got
Buckaroo.
I've got my mainstay, which is Elysian
Beer?
Men's Room Original Red. Yeah, it's nice malty red ale. Not too bitter.
Nice.
It's cheap. It's cheap enough.
I am actually, well, I was drinking rum and root beer,
Not a bad combo.
but yeah, I decided not to stick with the hard, and I am now drinking Sam Adams Sam 76 because my mother-in-law bought a big holiday case of Sam Adams.
Mhm.
It's not bad.
My my aunt and uncle got my dad and I these Advent calendar 12 packs. They only go from the 13th to the 25th. And I already had my
I know.
my.
It's very hoppy.
I already had my fucking Advent beer. Where is it? I think it was the Pike Place Kilt Lifter. I don't remember. It was a Scotch ale.
Nice.
From Pike Place?
Yeah, yeah. And
Interesting.
something I've noticed is when you see Scotch ale on a menu, it's one of two things: either a really malty amber, or a beer that has been brewed in Scotch barrels. it's I can never tell which one it is until I actually try it.
Just so I just saw chat just now, so I'm gonna go ahead and address this really quick. Cynic, when you toast a sandwich with salad on it, you put the salad on after you've toasted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put the salad on after you've toasted it. That way the salad stays crisp and cool, and the rest of the sandwich is nice and hot. And it has that two different
Textures.
textures
temperatures.
and temperatures to it, and it's just a very unique experience. It's very delicious.
Too hot for toasted. That's
Too
right.
fucking reread for toasted. Can't even figure that fucking shit out. God damn. When they, hey, but I got a quick question for you. What's with the blue on that's the screen that's like covering up most of that shotgun at the bottom?
Blue.
It's a glass. So basically what it is
Oh.
it's a riser for the monitor that sits above the normal place where you
Yeah,
put the
that's a glass pane.
Okay,
shotgun's tucked
that
underneath
makes
the
that
glass
makes
pane.
sense, but from someone who doesn't know that, it looks like you fucked up on designing it, and you have a layer in front of the shotgun, so the
For no
shotguns get
reason.
cut
No,
off.
no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that you, to be honest, Pig.
No,
it's
I
not the
don't
first time
I don't think
saw it.
so.
No, that's a pretty common desk like setup, is to have a riser, to having kind of a shelving unit underneath where the monitor goes.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure I buy that. I don't buy that at all. It's. But now that you've actually said it's supposed to be a glass riser, I can actually see that, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I've had that image for how long now?
A long time, and I
Show
just
started.
a long time, and I just noticed that the vast majority of the shotgun is cut off, and I'm like, what the? How did I
fuck
not
is going
see this
on?
before?
Oh. Moving on from what was thought to be a graphical bug. Yeah.
Which I'm still not convinced of.
I gotta dig up an asset so I can do a pig figure. I need to
Yes.
fucking dig through, like... I've got... We went through the assets, I got a whole bunch of them bookmarked, but now I can't remember which one it was you picked.
The orc one.
Yes, I've got like 3 of them.
Show me I got time. You know, just shoot me an image of each one,
Sure.
and I'll tell you which one I picked.
Alright, I'll...
Like right now.
Okay, Fuck me.
It's called DMs, buddy.
Yes, I know that, but now everyone gets to hear me typing shit.
We were gonna hear that anyways.
Yeah, knowing me. Da-da-da-da.
Knowing all 3. Well, actually, you guys can't really hear my typing now that I've got this new keyboard, can you?
What
No.
kind of keyboard is it?
It's a Corsair.
Comes with what?
Hmm?
Comes
Fuck, I can't remember. Hang on. K55. This is a Corsair K55. It's decent. I like it. Somewhere mid-tier. It's not like super high-end, but it's also not fucking basic bitch Logitech style.
Okay. Let's see here, where the fuck did I put it? Not that. Not that, not that, not that. Where the fuck? No, not. I'm just gonna be causing dead air here on my end while I look through my fucking
that's alright.
list.
I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this link for this tweet that JT retweeted really quick and just show everybody in general.
I think was
I'll distract him with the dogo. Here you go, guys. Look in general in the Discord. You can see something entertaining and it'll distract you from the lack of talking from Buck.
I think it was
And
Oh
this
my
my
God,
rambling.
That's fucking adorable. That is goddamn adorable.
Kiba Inu?
It's a Shiba Inu.
Kiba.
Shh. E.
Ki
Ba.
E ba
Shh. Iba.
K Iba
Shiba.
K Iba Kiba.
Listen,
Doggo.
Some
I'm overriding
Japanese.
both of you.
It's Japanese. It's a Japanese dog. Shiba.
I lived in Japan and studied Japanese. What, bitch? Boom. Mic drop.
Okay,
No, it's
there's-
you're right. It's Shiba. I'm just fucking with you.
Alright. Through a link in show construction.
I just wanted to see how triggered you'd get by me saying Kiba.
Well, I wasn't triggered. I was just
You were
trying to
you were
back up
you were
my claim.
absolutely
I was
you were
back-
totally triggered.
No, I was getting into an argument with you. It's a completely different thing. You're the one that triggers me just in general. It's just, the argument that kind of comes after it.
True. I do trigger you a lot. God damn, they added stuff to it.
What?
To this one, because they've got a red one now, too.
Yeah. Well, I think this was the one. There were two more. But
Post the other two, because I actually don't remember this one. I mean, I like some aspects of it.
It just makes you look like an orc.
Yeah.
Loincloth.
No, that's fantastical features. I don't want that. Well, no, that's like elf ears and shit, and it's got orc features too. But it's like a variety pack, which I think I already have this. Let's try the search engine. Daz's wonderful search engine. Come on. We've got a whole bunch of articles that are just sitting here.
Oh, it's all right. They don't really care about the articles. They just care about us talking shit to each other all the time.
I think this works for Pig better.
They just come for the internet chat sports. Where we just make everyone a mod and then
You know,
to ban each other.
I'm actually tempted to agree with you, except for the whole hunchback part. The face is dead on though.
Right.
It's like completely dead on.
Hmm. Let me see.
I think this is more pig than orc.
Yeah,
I remember looking at this one. I do remember looking at this one. This is more concept art for the original D&D orc. Cuz the way I see my character is more of a D&D style orc rather than a Lord of the Rings or a World of Warcraft style orc.
okay.
Where they're more
no
of
idea the difference.
You have no idea the difference? Okay.
No.
Look at the pictures.
So the first link that Buck posted was more of a Warcraft style orc with the green skin.
Yeah.
D&D style is they have more of an upturned piggish nose. They have the tusks, but their skin is more of a reddish brown. And they're I don't know. The build is entirely wrong too. Think of how broad of shoulders a dwarf is, but human proportioned waist, and 3 feet taller than a human.
That's Michael 4. I'm looking at like compatibility and all like what's available with what I have. No, that's a goblin. I don't want that.
And whereas a Tolkien style orc is actually just look at the movies. They are actually pretty dead on. They're somewhere between a goblin and a human.
Is this supposed to be a seductive minotaur?
What?
I really think that Buck should start actually showing these.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Just pull them up on screen.
Well, then I'd have to.
But look at the link that I just posted.
Yeah, I can see that, and
Yeah, give me a second. I'm actually looking at it right now. What the fuck?
oh, the one with the fucking guns. What the shit?
That doesn't even look like a minotaur really, except for the fucking head. Looks like a dude in freaking low-cut pants, wearing horns and a mask.
Okay, then what type of mythical creature would you call it?
A really shitty minotaur.
Well, I was saying seductive, like supposed to be seductive, because.
Well,
like a
no,
few of the
the
pictures have like really like soft like I'm going to fuck you tonight facial features.
you know what? Now that you said that, I'm actually seeing those expressions for what they are. That is definitely a seductive. That is a seductive minotaur with Texas Longhorn steer style horns rather than traditional bull horns.
Fucking A.
Oh yeah, this one. I think this is the one that we actually originally agreed on.
No, I thought
Yeah,
we
show
put
that
this
one.
down. Let me bring this over here to the.
No.
The hair.
Not this one.
Like in the hair is optional. Let's see here. That goes there.
I don't think this is actually the one that we agreed on.
It was one of the options.
It was one of the options, but
So
That one.
there. Now everyone in chat can see what the hell we're looking at.
good job. Good job.
I mean, if you want a pig man, I'd say that's the best.
That is,
But-
if I wanted a pig man, that is the best one. What is this one that you just... Ew. Is that yours?
What does he do with the pigs?
Why?
I don't even want to know or contemplate that thought.
It's like Squirrel Girl. He just sicks them in hordes on people, and the pigs.
You
eat
know
them.
what? That... Yeah, I mean, I have to say that
Words
that
of
is
pig.
preferable. That is preferable to what Pav was probably thinking. Sick fuck.
You're the one that went sick with it.
Why? Okay, why the shit? is
No,
he
I'm just the
overrated?
one that actually got what you were saying. You
All
fucking furry.
What is wrong with the overlay?
You're the one called the pig. Fuck you.
You're the one who actually thinks I have sex with pigs. So fuck you.
I was talking about Boris.
Oh. Well, there's a Freudian slip. I kid.
Oh yes, this one. The slightly gay.
Now we're just looking
Slightly-
at fucking 3D assets I'll
Wow.
never purchase.
Is that an elephant? It's very
Oh.
Vishnu.
I mean,
Wait, what's... Actually... Hang on a second.
Bring that up over there.
Look at that last one in the,
yeah.
that troll one. It actually looks pretty cool.
Let's see here. Where'd you link it?
And,
The last one I linked.
Oh, the Ella Beast.
yeah, look at the last frame. That one actually looks kind of cool. It's not me, but definitely kind of cool.
Oh, that's a different figure.
I know. I'm just saying that troll one actually looks pretty badass.
Sure, I could dig that up. Oh, Troll is the basis, so you need Troll to use this. So,
Hey guys,
Uh.
it's James Cameron's next movie.
God, welcome to my fucking world.
All right, so if I were to pick of the ones that were brought up, it would actually be the first one, but it would be a different skin tone. Like more of a brown skin tone than a red,
Mm-hmm.
and a different hairstyle than that mohawk.
What's wrong with the mohawk?
Let's see that one.
I don't have a mohawk.
That one was what? Oh fuck, was that G2? I think.
That was Ogora. Orc
Yeah.
3D model by Daz 3D.
Right. I'm trying to think of the what's the base model on that? Oh my god.
Genesis 2 male.
Okay, I don't have a lot of hair assets for the G2 male figure, but I can convert them over pretty easily, so that shouldn't be a problem. If I were to pick this up. I use the Genesis 3 set. That's kind of a more versatile one. So,
Okay.
but I'll keep digging. I'll see what I can find for orc stuff, and I'll keep throwing links at you. But not
I
now.
appreciate that. Not now. Let's actually go ahead and just slide right into these articles like Pav slides into Topaz's DMs.
You're really trying to be nice, and it just ain't coming across.
Am I?
I don't know. That's how it sounded to me.
Am I trying to be nice?
Sounds like you're going
Maybe.
somewhere completely different with.
Maybe I'm just giving you too much credit.
I think you are trying to give me too much credit. I'm not
Do that with
trying to
everybody.
be nice. I'm just not trying to be mean. So yeah, Pav, what's your pick for the first article?
Oh, I'm going first. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I try to balance the asshole with the
Being a real host.
kind and understanding older brother.
Okay, so California's latest plan to fix bloated welfare tax.
Wow.
Also,
Let me see if I can find that article really quick.
What the dick is up with the overlay?
What did you do?
I did nothing.
Obviously. What did you not do?
I also did not do anything.
So
I loaded
What
it
you
up
did
and it's
not
not
do-
working.
it's not working. Okay.
I don't know if I need a new link. The
Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah, hang on.
yeah,
Let me see if I can go ahead and fix this really quick.
because the overlay is visible.
It's
So-
visible.
Yeah, like that specific source has been marked as visible, but the our little bubbles with names, those aren't showing up, and I don't know why.
Are they the top layer?
They're at the very top of the layer. Yeah, they're very very top of everything. They're above the
Okay.
articles. I can move them over
Well-
the articles. So
Here is a basic bitch one. Hang on. There we go. It's not showing anything in there right now. Oh, you know what it is? We're not in the live show.
What are we in?
General.
Oh. Let's fucking
Meet you
fix
there.
that right now. Hey, problem solved, everybody.
There you go.
Why were we in general? Oh yeah, that's
Because
why
you were in general and we just joined you in there.
Yeah, and then I left to go make food.
Those of us in Discord, you could have just invaded the show. You missed your chance.
Why would you tease them like that?
Because I'm a dick.
You need to work on that. You're not very good at it.
No, I'm not. I'm more like a obvious asshat.
I was
As
going to
opposed to a
say short
sarcastic
shriveled
one.
and slightly to the left, but okay.
Listen, have you been talking to my doctor?
Yes, and he's very concerned of your underdevelopment.
Look, There was
You can't think of anything,
There was a pair
can
of
ya?
tongs, a bonfire, and a bottle of Everclear. I don't know what happened after that.
I don't think you were seeing your doctor.
I saw a man who claimed to be my doctor.
Was he claiming to be your doctor, or was he saying, "Hey, let's play doctor"?
And they said I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look. That's all I need. Oh.
All right. Let me open up this article finally, so I can actually see what Pav is going to read.
Going to attempt to read?
No, he's going to read it. There's no attempting here. He is going to do a really good job. I cannot find the article. There it is.
That's another pluralist one.
I mean, unless Pav doesn't want to read the article, and then I guess I can read it.
What am I doing exactly?
Well, you pick the article, you read it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. All right. I apologize. The video that Buck linked in the show construction just loaded on my thing and started playing.
Oh yeah, that happens to me too.
Gotta love those ads.
Kind of want to stab you in the foot.
Or was it the no
All right.
witnesses? I don't know.
So customers who create greater texting revenues may pay a bit more. Having banned straws, bad passwords in Texas.
What?
Wait, what?
Did I read that?
Say, read
You-
that.
you-
Read that again. Having banned. Let me read that.
straws. No.
Having banned straws, bad passwords, and Texas, while also taxing fruit and weed, the Golden State's regulators are now considering to place a surcharge on text messages.
Did you just take over an article? Fuck you.
No, I was reading the freaking sentence you refused to read.
I
I
was.
didn't refuse to read. Okay.
That's what dyslexia is. It's a refusal.
Texas.
It's a refusal to read properly.
Dyslexia is a choice.
Yes, it is.
Texas?
It,
Are you guys just skipping over the fact?
No,
you
I am
late
not.
to the party.
I'm not
It's-
skipping
we're just-
over the fact that they banned
See, now I
Texas
gotta look
according
this up.
to the pluralist.
Okay, so we have an
According to
update.
Oh.
Rimsky, the vote was
Yeah,
canceled.
the vote was canceled because a lot of like the FCC and a bunch of other places were like, "No, fuck that shit."
Fuck you.
But worried about
That's,
the deadline in tax revenue. Yeah, go ahead, Buck.
Just to. So we have context for that. Texas is on California's travel ban list.
What?
What?
California has 8 states on its travel ban list.
So you can't travel to the state directly from California via air, or if you travel to the state
Not-
and they find out about it, you get kicked out.
You can't do it on California's dime. Like
Okay.
that doesn't make sense to me either. It's like, okay, the average
So-
consumer does not use taxpayer dollars to fly to Texas.
Who uses taxpayer? What?
Politicians do.
Yeah, but why would they ban Texas to fly there?
Because
Something over.
guns.
What?
Most likely guns.
So now I'm just gonna follow this fucking thing down the rabbit hole.
Continue reading, please, Buck.
Okay.
Yep.
Worried about the deadline in tax revenue, repeated from the wireless industry. The California
Minimums
Public
and
Utilities
fees seem to be
Commission
the
proposed this
foundation of
week to
your
create a new texting tax to fund the state's bloated public programs. Bloated seems a little. Is that not biased? Or okay.
Bloated
Or,
actually seems a little understated.
okay. Or as the commission put it, please perceive. Yeah,
Help
please perceive.
persevere.
Help persevere.
Preserve. You. Neither of you can read.
I'm just giving him. I'm just giving him shit. Help persevere and advance universal service by increasing the revenue based upon which public purpose programs. Damn, that's a mouthful. Rely.
I can't. Why do I keep reading? Please. Like, what? just-
I don't know.
I
I think
tried
you
it
have.
3
I think
times.
you have. I think you have the phrase "please, daddy, please" stuck in your head for some reason.
According to KSBW, California's public
Purpose.
programs include a variety of services, including Lifeline, which provides cell phones to low-income residents. A report by the commission shows that the public expenditure on the program has grown from 670 million in 2011 to 998 million last year, and declares that this
Precipitous.
precipitous rise unsuitable over time.
Sustainable. Unsustainable.
Thank Why do you guys make me read? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Because this is the segment where we make fun of you.
We
Insisting
we
on
just
the
get it out of the
urgency
way.
to raise new revenue, the commission
Proposed.
fuck you. Shut up. Targeting taxers. I will mute the both of you.
But everybody else will hear us.
Yeah.
I don't care. That doesn't mean shit. Generally, those customers will create greater taxing revenues and may pay a bit more, whereas customers using over voice services may pay less. The commission's spokesman said. But a coalition of opponents to the proposal, comprised of the state's Chamber of Commerce and telecom giants, notes that texting has become easier for most popular modes of mobile communication, and that the surcharge would cost consumers over 44 million a year. Wow.
What?
Okay, a cost that will likely be rolled down the monthly bill. It's a dumb idea. This person, president of James of the Business Advocacy Group and the Bay Area Council, told the okay. So on my screen, "told" is split up with T and then OLD. Like T is on the end of one line,
You're like-
and then OLD.
You're like super zoomed in, aren't you?
No, not at all. But for some fucking reason, that's how it is. It's just like what?
It's old.
It's old. San Jose Mercury News.
You know what? I
this
think we
is-
might just have to get. We might have to just get Paz in here to read for you.
Probably.
Where is Paz? Is she in the audience tonight?
Pav needs a designated reader. Yes, Pav does need a designated reader. All right. This is how conversations take place in this day and age, and it's almost like saying there should be a tax on the conversations we have.
I mean,
The Wondermans.
I'm pretty sure that I should probably tax a couple of people who try to talk to me because they're so fucking stupid. But
Present
like,
company.
you're
not
killing my
sued.
brain cells just by talking to me. Give me money.
Okay. The Wondermans group warns that the current proposal would allow regulations to apply a surcharge retroactively for the 5 years in order to levy a one-time sum of over
Over
200
two-
million. Wow.
Damn.
This Wonderman said could set an alarming precedent. A joint legal filing
Presented.
to the commission fuck my brain by big mobile companies calls the proposal illogical, anti-competitive, and harmful to the consumer, arguing further that text messages should not be considered a telecommunication service, but an information service akin to an email, and therefore
Fucking
should
dogs.
not be taxable according to the guidelines by the Federal Communications Commission. Because text messaging is an information service, as to which the FCC has never authorized state surcharges, nor prescribed an allocation methodology. The surcharges contempted. The filing
Contemplated.
state contemplated. Thank you. Fuck me. I'm not reading anymore after this. Fuck you both. The filing states are contrary to the federal law, to economic conversation.
Conservatives.
What the fuck is
Conversatives. Conversatives, man.
Okay, fuck you both.
What did I do this
California.
time?
All you gotta do is switch S and the V, and it really does say conservatives.
Represents a parody of what happens when regulators are given free rein, and as it repeatedly responds to budgetary woes with the more progressive public spending, the blank state, because I'm not going to even fucking try.
Eureka.
Thank you.
Eureka,
wait.
I have it!
Wait, why is that term? Okay.
Because
please
Eureka
go
is a
on.
city within California.
You're shitting me.
I'm not shitting you. My father was born there. I've been there. It's fucking awesome.
Alright.
Yeah,
All right, one down.
ladies and gentlemen, California is officially California.
No, apparently the vote said no.
Yeah, no, I mean, California is California simply because all the legislators actually had an idea of this might be a good idea.
They haven't taken the EU approach of, oh, we're just going to vote on it until it passes.
Eh. We're just gonna keep voting on it until we win.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they're trying to do with Brexit right now? We're just gonna keep voting until we win.
Practically, yeah. Brexit was supposed to happen when, and it hasn't, and now there's like almost no deal on the table.
I mean, how long has it been since texting cost money for every text you sent was part of your data plan?
The early
Was it
thousands,
2000?
maybe?
Shit, yeah,
2006? 2005, 2006, that time frame?
The
Probably.
funny thing about text messaging is texting doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't
Yeah.
cost the companies anything.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
of how it works, it has no charge at all.
Yeah.
So they'd be taxing in literally unset amount. Like
Yeah,
you could put 0.9% on a number that doesn't exist.
So, what they would have to do is they would have to have the shit. I mean, they can't even tell what's a text anymore
Yeah. At this
because it's
point.
all just data. At this point, the messenger program in your cell phone just sends a freaking
Data package.
it's yeah, a data package, just like and they can't actually see what that data package is without violating several federal laws.
So everybody just needs to start like having conversations where like the entire conversation happens in one single text. That's what it is.
I mean, that's how they would get around it if they were trying to tax every single text message. But I have a feeling that someone would figure out a way to shoehorn extra taxes in for messages over a certain number of characters.
Yeah, but then you also take in the fact that WhatsApp exists and Discord exists. These wouldn't fall under texting at all.
No, they wouldn't. They would be instant messaging.
Yeah.
And so what you'd end up happening is if they had applied this tax, you'd have
Oh my god, phone, shut the fuck up. I know it's 10 o'clock.
Basically the majority of people who text switching over to something like
Discord,
or WhatsApp.
Skype, WhatsApp.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden all that revenue that they think they're going to have
Is not there.
disappears. And then they're going to propose a new plan. Alright, we're gonna start data capping. Cause fuck the world.
I mean, but yeah. I mean, they're pretty sure there are still federal laws in place that prevents that. I mean, isn't that the biggest reason why data capping lawing went away?
Oh no, it's back.
No, I mean they've always had data cap plans. It's like you have so much data that you can actually use a month.
Right.
But they also had the unlimited plans as an option.
So you're talking about, so there's two different kinds of things. You're talking about, well, there's a difference between the cell phone companies and then like got the internet company. For the longest time, we've actually never had a data cap on internet. So like a cap. So things like Discord could not be taxed or capped because you could essentially just turn off your cell phone service and just use internet to text.
Mm-hmm.
And then there would be no taxable thing at all. But recently they've started adding in data caps, which is just completely bullshit. They did it silently too. Just all of a sudden, like at the end of the month, people were getting like $100
Gigantic
bills.
fucking bills.
On the end, and they're like, "So you went over your data cap? I don't have a data cap. This is home internet." Oh no, we have a data cap now. It's a terabyte, or it's like I think one of the companies up here had a 300 gig data cap. They told nobody about. And just like, holy fucking shit!
Wait, is this a phone company saying that you can't?
No. This is not a phone company. This is a Comcast or CenturyLink. Buck might know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know both CenturyLink and Comcast.
Yeah, so they now have data caps for your home internet service.
Yeah, I would have switched service providers very quickly.
Unfortunately, no, you can't do that because of internet monopolies. Would you like to go down that rabbit hole?
No, I know about internet monopolies as well, and I would very quickly be not having the internet anymore.
Because I can
It's like, okay, so you're going to... I have this contract, this service contract here that says that doesn't have a data cap included in it, and now all of a sudden you're saying I have a data cap in it, yet it's not in the service contract that I signed and you signed. So, Mr. Lawyer, tell them what they win.
Yeah.
You're I think when like terms and stuff, it always says all these things are liable to change based on your plan, and they can change your plan without telling you.
No, that it was actually there was actually a court case about that in I think the early 2000s where a company tried to do that and they got slapped down by a federal court saying no, this is not okay.
Well, then a bunch of people must have just like not thought about it or just accepted it without reading it, because everyone got hit and no one heard about it until like everybody started getting these calls saying you have reached your data limit.
Is that company still doing that right now?
Comcast and CenturyLink both, yes. No, almost every internet company is doing that. Every ISP has a data cap.
Wave doesn't, far as I can tell.
No, I think Wave had the lowest.
AT&T doesn't.
AT&T is a cell phone company, and so
No.
it's always
No. AT&T is a cell phone company and an internet service provider. It does both. America Teletype and Telecommunications Company, I think is what it stands for. But AT&T does both cell phones and internet service. They have their own fiber. They have fiber lines. I know this by my family had AT&T for about 6 or 7 months, and it was pretty freaking awesome. And I can tell you right now, I used well over terabytes of information of data, just myself.
Okay. So like
That's a lot of
when you're
porn.
saying,
Yeah, it was. My
like how long
my wife
ago
was very, very engrossed.
How long was this?
How long?
How long ago?
AT&T started installing fiber lines in the local area that I was in 2016. And they also own, AT&T also now owns DirecTV.
Right.
So they're also a cable provider, quotes around that. And they're an internet service provider because they own the lines and the infrastructure for those fiber lines. And they are a cell phone company. So they're actually pretty true to their name right now.
AT&T has raised their data cap. This was in July 2016. AT&T Fiber Lines has raised their data cap to match Comcast 1 terabyte. So originally they did not have a terabyte. They had yes, the original was the same as Wave because Wave is still sitting at 300 gig. Their original was 300 gigs. So they raised it to 1 terabyte.
Interesting. I've used more than a terabyte of data.
Maybe they just like you.
Every internet company, or maybe like whoever was paying the bills, did not notice the $50 over because you get charged $10 for an additional 50 gigs. So if let's say you go 200 gigs, you're paying $40. Which states make it illegal though?
Let's find out.
Maybe it depends on fiber versus non-fiber, as Merck's pointing out.
Right.
don't know.
I do not have fiber, and I have a terabyte. So it just depends on the company. Comcast had their set at a terabyte. Wave had their set at 300 gigs. CenturyLink got a shit ton of shit, so they raised it to 5. Because I remember when we found out we had a terabyte, I started looking into other companies. And I was like, oh, looks like for some reason, fucking Comcast has the best.
All I know about fucking ISPs is they're very, very picky about where they will and won't go.
Yeah. Well, no, that's actually, it's not picky. It's not even picky. ISPs.
I am
buy
not finding.
land, basically.
I am not finding a list of any states that have outlawed data caps for an internet service provider. So Rimshi, if you have
Yeah.
a list, go ahead and post that in the Discord, and we can actually bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not that they're picky. It's that they buy land.
Well,
So
right. But this is what I mean is when I lived in Kirkland, my roommates wanted to get Frontier. And I called up Frontier and said, "Hey, we want to get your internet. Here's our address." And they said, "Oh, you're outside of our service." And I'm like, "Really?"
yeah. So
Because well,
that's
here's the thing. Because I can walk out to the front of the complex, look down the hill, and there's a Frontier station right
yep.
there.
Yep, it's the way that the ISPs work. It's so bad that your neighbor could be able to get CenturyLink, and I'm just using these two, and Comcast,
Uh-huh.
but you can only get CenturyLink.
That doesn't make any sense
That's
to me.
it's the reason why we call them ISP monopolies, because that's basically what they are. They're
Yeah, the cable companies and the telephone companies and recently the ISP companies got in on this deal. They carved up which sections and which districts each one was going to have control of. They all actually made this agreement way back in. This is one of the few things where Adam ruins everything was kind of right
Hmm.
in a nutshell.
He's kind of fucked
And
up
they,
everything else.
yeah, they
Yeah.
made this kind of agreement, so it's not technically a monopoly in a sense, whereas
It's
all the
nothing to
companies
do with
have come to an agreement on where they can provide hide services and whatnot.
they're legally allowed to do it because it's not a legal monopoly or an illegal monopoly. Probably the correct way to phrase that, but
It's
it's done in such a way that the consumer has to deal with it in the same way that a monopoly they would have to deal with a monopoly.
Right, but because one company isn't forcing out competition in the sense that the laws have stated,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's not deemed a monopoly in the legal sense. So there's
Right.
nothing they can do about it.
Right, which is it's still the whole thing is, in my opinion, completely bullshit. I despise all of the internet ISPs because
Yeah,
they
no,
are
I'm with you on that.
complete
It's
scumbags.
it's
And
bullshit.
once I think it was I don't remember who it was. It was fucking one of the guys in the FCC um who came in during the Obama administration lifted the one regulation that was disallowing them to add data caps to their home internet service. Like they were legally not allowed to do that, and then one guy lifted whatever it was and made it so that all of a sudden 2016 hit and boom, every single ISP now has a data cap, and they can charge you out the asshole for going over it. And surprisingly enough, like I've always hated Comcast because they've normally been the most scumbag of the list, but they started out as a terabyte, whereas everybody else started off at 300 gigs. 300 gigs.
that's
Just
not a
department
lot.
use lock authority net
Well,
neutrality
yeah,
law.
no, it's definitely not a lot.
No, no, that's nothing. Like you can hit 300 gigs within like a few days.
Yes, I know.
Fourth.
I don't know what you're looking up now.
I'm sorry, Rimshi, but this doesn't say that California outright outlaws data caps. It's just saying that data caps are included in the net neutrality laws. It's covered in
Okay.
it. It doesn't say it actually.
So California,
Outlaws it.
Washington, Oregon, Montana, and Hawaii have joined net neutrality rules.
Let's see if they have. a list of. Let's see if they have a sources listed. Nope, they don't actually list sources.
Not entirely semantics, because this says that that Washington doesn't allow for it when
Well,
Washington
what-
100% has it.
So here's the paragraph. California is the second state to adopt its own net neutrality rules following Washington. The Washington law is less comprehensive than California law because it doesn't cover data caps.
Oh.
And that's it.
Okay.
That's all it says about data caps throughout the whole thing.
So
It
well, yeah,
doesn't
but-
actually
like,
say that California has a rule prohibiting data caps. It just says that data caps are covered within the net neutrality rules. And I'm not finding.
California's net neutrality law. That's what I type in.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything that says that data caps are outright outlawed or anything.
Thank you, The Verge. Fuck off.
And no, this isn't a semantics thing. It just says that the rules actually cover data caps. But it doesn't say what it says about data caps. That's it. That's all this article says. I mean, I'm trying to find the actual bill itself.
Yeah, I'm looking for it too.
I mean, it doesn't actually link to anything. It would be really nice if they just
Came out and said what it was, but of course, no, they can't do that. It's legalese.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't actually outright say that. It's not even doesn't even outright say it. It doesn't say that California outlawed it at all. It just says that it's covered in the rules that they set forth.
Forbes says California's net neutrality law is a bad idea. It's also illegal.
Yeah. Net neutrality itself.
Yeah, because
I
the
don't know.
caps came out before.
Yeah, before net neutrality was
Yeah, it
repealed.
Yeah.
Well before.
Yeah, 2015.
In fact, I don't think net neutrality even covered data caps.
Not at all, no.
Hmm.
Oof.
Hold on.
All right, I think it is time for us to actually.
Switch to the next article?
Yeah,
To California.
because
Fuck this shit. No, this is a genuine annoyance that I have. Like, it's fucking retarded.
hmm.
Things should not be capped the way they are.
No, it shouldn't. But
Like you can almost like kind of just be like, okay, you have to pay for the ability, connect to internet through your cell phone towers, blah 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 blah. Blah. I could kind of understand that, and that's almost something that's just been so ingrained that it's just accepted.
The only
But not home internet.
The only argument for data caps that I can sort of kind of accept as an argument is electricity. I mean, the more you use a modem, whether it's on your side or the far side, the more electricity is used, because electricity is what generates the signals going over those lines.
Right.
Regardless of whatever, electricity costs money to produce. Costs resources. It's not an infinite resource. It's a finite resource. I mean, we have problems all the time with electricity and its production and everything. So that would be the only argument that I would ever accept for data caps. But anything else, no. I'm sorry, but it doesn't take a lot for you to have someone make sure the damn thing just keeps running. All right, next article. Buck, what's your
article? Fucking. Oh man, so many good ones. Where's my D6? I'm gonna roll for it because I'm trying to pick from 1 to 3. Fuck. Here we go. Okay. 1 to 2, 3 to 4, or 5 to 6. 5. That should be this one. Will Starbucks become America's largest chain of homeless shelters? This is an opinion piece
This one.
from Fox News.
Oh gosh. I almost picked this one. But the one that I had brought up to you guys that you had said that you had already heard about was the California.
So, this is by Jeremy Carl at Fox News.
I'm actually going to retell the story that I told you guys before the show.
Okay.
No, after we get into it, like explaining
Okay.
these.
Okay. So I'm not going to play the video. Starbucks opens its bathrooms to non-paying customers. Starbucks executive says Starbucks bathrooms are open to everybody. Raymond Arroyo shares a wrap-up of Friday. Okay, that's just a summation of the video. God damn it. When 2 young African-American men were arrested in April when they allegedly refused to leave a Philadelphia Starbucks after being told they couldn't use a restroom because they hadn't purchased anything, the company was attacked and accused of racism by left-wing groups and in the media. The assumption, never backed up with any evidence, was that the 2 men were targeted because they are black, that should be because we're black, and that 2 white men behaving in exactly the same manner would have been allowed to go to the restroom without incident and stay in the cafe without buying anything. Finding itself in a hole, Starbucks management, which has a long history of supporting left-wing causes, decided to bow to political correctness, defy common sense, and dig itself a deeper hole. When the Philadelphia kerfuffle finally died down, Starbucks issued a new policy on non-paying customers, quote-unquote. How can you be a customer without buying anything? That seems a valid point. That is intellectually incoherent. Interestingly, the Washington Post recently reported that Starbucks executive chairman Howard Schultz may seek the Democratic nomination for president of the U.S. in 2020. Okay. That's the first I've heard about this.
It's also a little off topic,
fuck?
but okay.
If that's true, that could explain a lot about the company's concern with pleasing leftist activists. Okay, yeah, they were tying it in together. Again, opinion piece. So, Starbucks said that under its new policy, it will allow anyone to spend time in its stores and use restrooms regardless of whether or not they make a purchase, which is just whether they make a purchase. However, as the Wall Street Journal reported Monday, that policy attracted some support, but also, quote, drew complaints that cafes wouldn't have enough seats for paying customers and would turn into homeless shelters and drug havens.
So you know what you get when you just allow anybody to use your bathroom? You get a weird homeless lady coming in and using the bathroom for 2 hours to wash her newborn baby rabbits.
Why the fuck couldn't she just hose them off outside?
I have no fucking clue. So I'm working. It's like my first month at Subway, and this lady walks in to the store and she goes straight for the bathroom and she's holding a cardboard box. We really don't think much of it. And then about 30 minutes later, I get a complaint from a customer saying that the bathroom has been, like, closed. They can't get in. They asked if it was locked. We said we don't lock it, but somebody's probably using it. Another 20 minutes go by and we're like, all right, what the fuck's going on? Go over and knock on the door and we asked the ma'am if she's all right. And she said she was okay. We're like, well, the bathroom is got a line behind it.
Can you wrap it up?
Then we open it up. Then we open it up to find baby rabbits being washed in our sink.
Awesome.
I don't want to think of how many health codes that's breaking.
If it's because it's in a sink that's not specifically for food prep, you probably none.
But still, it's just like, and I think
It's like, what the fuck, lady? You just spent like half a fucking hour fucking washing these rabbits in our sink, not even buying anything, just coming in, using our water, blocking off access to the bathroom for people who need to actually take a shit to wash a bunch of rabbits. Rabbits that probably would have been fine being unwashed if you had just left them to their mother, who would have washed them herself.
I don't even know the story behind how she got the rabbits, if she owned the mother or what. But it was weird. And then we started actually locking the bathroom, and now you need to ask for the key. I don't know if they continued with that policy. Did we cover the whole shit with Starbucks when that happened?
I think we might have.
When what happened? Oh, you mean when those guys walked in and got kicked out because they were just sitting there, not buying anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did cover that.
Yeah.
We did go over that.
We've already made our points on it. All right, so continue. Fuck.
So, as a result, the Journal reported that employees now have detailed instructions on what to do if someone is behaving in a disruptive manner, such as smoking, using drugs or alcohol, using restrooms improperly, or sleeping. If you're asleep in a coffee shop, you're doing something wrong. Starbucks management justified its bizarre decision to turn its stores into public facilities where anyone can spend time without buying anything by referring to itself a, quote, third place, borrowing a term from contemporary left-wing sociology. I have never heard that term.
Neither have I, but I'm going to click on the link and look up
See where it
third place.
goes.
Yeah.
But
Third.
go for it.
Yeah, keep going. No, keep going.
Okay.
I'll keep reading this.
But trendy terminology can't hide the fact that Starbucks is a business. It's not a public library. Oh, it's not public library. This should be a public library. Fire your fucking editor. It's not a public library, a park, or a beach. If it doesn't make money by selling beverages and food, it will cease to be a place for anyone. And as a business, Starbucks may soon find its customers don't really enjoy sharing their space with transients. nor will they enjoy not being able to find a table because some hipster has taken it and using Starbucks free Wi-Fi to turn the table in his own office. Well, they do that anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Usually
least
while
now they have to
chugging
pay
down the eyes of an infant
Yeah.
and complaining about capitalism.
So, okay, so a third place is a term coined by the Scientologist or sociologist. Jesus Christ!
There's
why
not
you
much of a
guys
difference
make me
between the two.
Ray Oldenburg. Okay. It refers to a place in which people spend their time between home, the first place, and work, the second place. Locations where you exchange ideas, have a good time, and build relationships. Okay, so basically, it's this article called Brookings, is basically referring to something called community builders. So they're like community building homes as a community and calling it third places.
The fuck?
I didn't understand a single thing that sentence contained.
None of that explanation made any sense. Like, that sociologist's explanation didn't make any sense. Because by that definition, Starbucks is already a third place. And they're like, well, it's even more of a third place. It's like, homeless people don't have a job or a home.
So they need a place, a first place first.
Yeah.
Hence hence the phrase homeless.
It's a sociologist. Of course, he can't count to 3.
Just okay.
And as I read that paragraph already. The actual substance of Starbucks' new policy, announced in a letter to its employees, states that any person who enters our spaces, including patios, cafes, and restrooms, regardless of whether they make a purchase, is considered a customer. End quote. No.
Isn't the definition of customer someone who's there to make use of your shop?
Products? Is bathroom
services?
Product?
No, because you can't pay. You don't pay for it.
It's not a service. It's a convenience.
A person or organization that buys goods or services at a store or business.
Yeah, bathrooms are not a service, they're a convenience. That's why you need a key to use the bathroom at a fucking gas station. It's not a customer thing. It's something everyone can have access to, especially at a gas station. There we go.
But temporary.
But that's as crazy as saying that any person who enters my house, whether or not they are related to me, is considered to be a member of my family. Kinda? I don't quite agree.
That's a bit of a leap. Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that.
That's a little bit of a leap.
I might as well
I would say guest. Guest
or
probably
friend.
fits in there. Anybody who enters my home with or without my permission is considered a guest.
Yeah.
That might make a little bit more sense. It's still a little bit of, I don't know, false equivalent. We keep going.
I might as well tell anyone who wanders in from the street that they can help themselves to the steak dinner my wife has cooked, spend the day watching my TV, or crash in one of my kids' bedrooms. It's as nutty as saying that any people who enter my country, whether or not they are here legally, are considered to be Americans. Wow, this guy is going full...
Yeah.
Jumping the goddamn shark here.
We left
Wow.
Let's go back to Starbucks, please. Come to think of it, perhaps this is a trend in left-wing thinking.
Well, then again, this is Fox News, and that's kind of why. I mean, there's a reason why I went to Fox News, is because we needed to make fun of and there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
We got
There's
him, boys.
There's the right wing hyperbole right there.
The fuck was that? Just like, Like we went from false equivalent to just way out of left field. Like, holy shit.
Exactly.
Just, Starbucks is letting in illegal immigrants. It's like, wait, what, huh?
What? We were
What?
talk-
The frogs are already gay, dude. You can't turn them more gay than that.
Oh, fucking A. The original incident should not have been escalated to become national news, but all because it was,
I think it should have been.
because it was captured on cell phone video and went viral, it was blown up out of all proportion.
That phrase
Out of
doesn't even
all
make sense.
proportion.
Guys, Fox News hates video cameras on phones.
Yeah.
No witnesses.
Fox News does not like things going viral that it does not put out.
Yeah. In most cases, when customers are asked to leave a store, they comply, even if they believe the request is unwarranted. Or if asked to make a purchase, they could spend a few bucks on a cup of coffee or a scone. Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of the point. I mean, they did say, hey, if you're not going to buy anything, you need to leave. And when they said, all right, well, we'll buy something then. All right, you can stay.
Most places have a very limited area, as this point kind of got brought up about the fact that
I was in the smallest fucking Starbucks of my life last week, in the middle of downtown Philadelphia. There was barely room to stand while I made my coffee taste better by sipping on it. It's like they didn't even have a bathroom in there. Are you kidding? They didn't have a bathroom in that Starbucks.
I wonder if
Which kind of explains why there weren't any homeless people there. Huh. They see that's how they're gonna do it. They're just gonna get rid of all their bathrooms that are available to the public. It's like we can't say you can't use the bathroom if there's not a bathroom to use.
Yeah. Solves
Boom,
that problem.
right there.
I
Yep,
love this.
sure does.
I love this correlation that they try to bring in a few paragraphs down, but keep going, Buck.
We'll get there. As part of its overreaction to the Philadelphia incident, Starbucks said it would close all its over 8,000 company-owned stores in the U.S. May 29th to conduct, quote, anti-bias, unquote, training for employees, seemingly buying into the notion that the two African-American men were asked to leave the store because of their race.
Oh, a little slight update on that. So there's a Starbucks that's inside the Safeway that I work at. They got a few complaints for not closing down because the Starbucks inside grocery stores are licensed. They're not actually owned and
They're
ran
not an
by
actual
Starbucks
retail
itself.
outlet, basically.
So they got a few complaints for not shutting down.
Only in fucking Seattle.
Huh.
You're being racist by not closing your store. I technically work for
Starbucks.
Safeway.
Yeah, the Starbucks as a corporation doesn't actually control what we do or don't do.
I just wear the apron and man the booth. Please
Yeah, why
stop.
aren't y'all shutting down? I don't know. I just do what I'm told. You should shut down. Well, then you should. May I kindly direct you to my manager over there who sets my hours and pays me?
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit that you haven't shut down. Well, I have to say that I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because if I shut down, then I wouldn't be getting paid right now.
Wasn't the shutdown unpaid? Like the employees didn't get paid for showing up because the store shut down, but everyone was required to come in and do an anti-bias, but they weren't paid to do it.
I
I'd have to
don't
look
remember
into
if they were
that.
paid or not. I would have been flat out when I told them, okay, so you're not going to pay me to come in and do this training?
Therefore,
Nope.
I'm not.
For what is
Okay, so
essentially
I'm
new on the job
not-
training.
Well, I'm not going to come in and do the training. Well, then you'll lose your job. No, I won't lose my job. I'm quitting my job. Like right now, that was me quitting my job. Are you not understanding this? So you need to be there. No, I actually don't need to be here at all.
If you're not going to pay me for the training, no, I don't.
If you're not going to pay me to be present for work-related training, then no, no, I don't need to be there, and no, you can't actually make me be there.
Yeah.
We'll fire you. Okay, well, consider this my 1-day resignation. Bye-bye.
It's a very short 2 weeks.
No, it wasn't even 2 weeks. It was 1 day. Did you not hear me? I said 1-day resignation. That's my witty way of saying, fuck you, I quit.
You can't
All right,
fire
keep
me,
going.
I quit. Yeah, fucking. Starbucks also engaged former Attorney General Eric Holder as an advisor on diversity issues. He has a long history of making accusations of racial discrimination, often unjustified, and I imagine Starbucks is paying him big bucks for his services. Meanwhile,
You know, I seem to remember Fox News having this really huge hate boner for former Attorney General Eric Holder.
yeah, I remember
But
that
then
too,
again,
and I don't remember
they
why.
do link their citations
Yeah,
in the article.
they do. If he's so honest.
Okay, so can I? Okay.
I love how they open up with this. Meanwhile, Chick-fil-A, owned by a conservative family whose traditional views on marriage have earned the raft of many left-wing cities and college campuses, why would you start with that?
Yeah, that's.
You've
That's-
just said
this is what I was
Chick-fil-A
referring
is
to.
better because it's conservative. I'm like, that's...
What?
Reread it.
That-
This
okay,
is what
the-
I was
the way-
referring to.
Let me read that bit just so that maybe it makes a little bit more sense. Meanwhile, Chick-fil-A, owned by a conservative family whose traditional views on marriage have earned the wrath of many left-wing cities and college campuses, aka like Chick-fil-A to own the libs, has the highest sales per location of any quick-serve chain in the country, almost 4 times the amount of Starbucks. Well, while they are expensive,
They make good food.
they make good food, and Starbucks, while their muffins are tasty, are not worth $7.
Actually, I like their giant chocolate chip cookies. I've never really had.
I haven't had their giant chocolate chip cookies since they were like 75 cents.
They're good. No,
It was
$3
like
now.
10 years ago.
I think the only thing I get from Starbucks is, like, food-wise, is a croissant, because it's like $1.50.
Seriously? Where are you getting that? Because there's nothing for that cheap in the Starbucks near me.
I don't. Maybe it's too. I don't remember. See, that's how often I go to Starbucks.
I'm just a fan of Toll House, which is all Starbucks giant cookies are is Toll House.
With the 300% markup.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I mean, you could literally go to the grocery store and buy a tube of Toll House chocolate chip cookie dough for $3 and make like 5 of those giant cookies.
Or just eat the dough. That's even better.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah,
making
Yeah,
it.
there you go, right there. You could just eat the
You don't
dough
even have-
straight out of the tube. You don't even need to get a spoon or get your hands dirty. Just cut off the end and suck it down like a freaking one of those space age freaking meals in a tube things.
All right.
Astronaut food. It's in
Yeah.
a tube, so you can squeeze it.
Where the fuck was I?
The last 2 paragraphs.
Cities. Okay, yeah. Perhaps there's a
You
lesson
were
there
halfway
to be-
down the last 2 paragraphs.
Yeah. Has the highest sales per location of any quick serve chain in the country, almost 4 times the amount of Starbucks, but there's like 17 times as many Starbucks as Chick-fil-A. Or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Perhaps there's a lesson to be learned there for other American companies considering whether or not to capitulate to the social justice mob. Okay. At one level, incidents like the one at the Philadelphia Starbucks are minor affairs that are ginned up into major crises by the left-wing outrage machine. God, I can't talk. On the other hand, Starbucks' decision... there's a word missing there. Starbucks'
Two?
decision to throw open its doors to non-customers to use as... What is it with this guy and just... Oh, no, there's a plural. Because the way he sets that sentence up, I'm expecting an A there. To use as public gathering places... There we go, now you don't have the A. Shows just how far things can go when a company decides that placating social justice warriors is more important than satisfying customers. While its actions may have bought off the mob for now, Starbucks may find soon that its customers don't want to be served coffee in a politically correct corporate homeless shelter. And come to think of it, Chick-fil-A has better coffee anyway. Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had Chick-fil-A and I'm not impressed. They're the chicken strips we got were soggy. I don't know.
I have never had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A, to be honest.
I actually haven't either.
But I don't go there very often. So
I think
I also don't like fast food.
I think the closest Chick-fil-A to me is something like 40 minutes south. So-
It's like an hour south from me, down in Tacoma,
Jeez.
right next to the mall.
God damn, yeah, I gotta go all the way past. I gotta go past Everett to get to Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, yeah, you know
Shit.
what? No. I'll stick with
I go all the way down
I'll
there
stick with
for-
deli fried chicken because, you know what? I can get it. Oh, this dude starts out making a good, not I guess a decent, not really a case, just a decent explanation, and then just goes off the fucking rails.
Just like, okay, man.
You
That was
you do you, pal. I wouldn't have put it like that. Next article.
Yeah, next article. I'm
Yeah,
having a
that's
hard
yours.
time picking which one is actually my favorite right now.
Want to roll for it?
No, but I don't want to do the one that I was thinking of doing because it's not funny anymore. No, they've actually looked at it. It kind of just pisses me off, everything that I see in it.
oh, which one?
I don't want to say on here.
then-
Uh,
Because then
And I
everyone's
can't
gonna
I
wanna
can't
know.
pick the other one because it's like 2 paragraphs long. Like what the
Right.
fuck? I thought this was going to be longer and funnier. But it wasn't. It was just sad. Oh, here's one. Okay, this one, I guess this one will do. This one will do. It'll do. It is the I'll just repost it real quick.
Yeah,
boom.
I'll call it up. Oh,
You
this
can't
one.
you don't have to look for it now.
oh, that.
I'll go with this one.
Why not this one? Why you really wanted to do this one, or is this one you're saying you want
That's
to
the
know?
one I was talking about.
Oh,
That I don't actually want to do that one because it just kind of, after I've watched the little video attached to it, it kind of just pissed me off.
okay.
and-
So
And it's an irrational pissed off because I know really just comes down to my upbringing being a Southern boy and the white knight bullshit that comes along with it.
so there was a girl then.
Okay. So in this one, the little video shows 3 black folks jumping over a counter and starting to wail on this white chick. Because supposedly racial slurs were used. And I'm pissed off about
No.
that.
That requires a physical response.
Yes.
The fuck?
Because not only does that require a physical response, it requires 3 people to gang up on one person
See, when I first saw it, I didn't. I thought it was a chick, but couldn't tell at first.
Yeah. And then freaking I think the only funny part of the entire video that was in it was a fourth kid was up on the counter. He had his shirt off like he was some kind of Billy Badass, and he went to he faked out the guy who was trying to stop them all from fighting. And the dude flinched because he was like he obviously didn't want to get hit in the head. And I'm just thinking to myself, that's right then and there is right when I would have punched him in the dick and watched him fall on the fucking floor from up on the counter. I don't know. I just so many things about this just make me angry, and it's not funny, so I don't want to do it.
All right, so then I guess we're talking about some person I've never heard in my entire life.
Nigella Lawson. I think she's British.
British celebrity chef.
Oh, okay. So, this is by Miss Catherine Lamb from Fox News. British celebrity chef Nigella Lawson recently took to Twitter, of course, to speak out about airbrushing, revealing that she's had to tell U.S. television stations to stop photoshopping her sticking out stomach.
Did this really require a whole article?
I guess. The chef, we'll find out. The chef, who hosted several shows, including Nigella, I'm just going to go with Nigella, because it's Nigella, because fucking the British decided they were going to follow the trend in the United States and just adding to men's names to make them women's names, and now they sound absolutely fucking retarded. On the Food Network and The Taste on ABC wrote in a tweet Friday that it was harmful to have a negative view of fat. Oh, fat shaming. That's the way she was going on it. I've had to tell American TV stations not to airbrush my sticking out stomach. The hatred of fat and the assumption that we'd all be grateful to be airbrushed thinner is pernicious. I'm not sure she knows what that word means. I don't know what that word means. Lawson tweeted in response to The Good Place actress Jamila Jamil's comments on photoshopping. And then there's this little tweet thread. Jamila Jamil, she thinks you're ugly just as you are. She also doesn't understand that a huge part of why I hate Photoshop is how it's used as a tool of erasure of ethnicities, our skin color, and our features. What? What kind of fucking reread do you have to be? This is embarrassing white privilege. No, it's fucking... It doesn't fucking happen. This is embarrassing white privilege and deep misogyny.
Fucking the hell?
I'm actually looking at this tweet thread right now, and she's quoting the business. She's quote tweeting, this tweet. Hang on, I'm pulling it up. Copy, and I'm pasting here. There's that article about Nadine O'Regan.
Right.
And then here is the quote tweet and the thread that accompanies it. There. It's like she says she thinks you're ugly just as you are. She also doesn't understand that a huge part of why I hate Photoshop is how it's used as a tool of erasure of ethnicity or our skin color, our features. I'm sorry, isn't there supposed to be an and in that list?
Yeah, I'd like to find.
This is embarrassing white privilege and deep misogyny. Okay.
There aren't a lot of pictures of her.
Oh my god, Photoshop is
like-
racist. 2018, everybody.
I'm sorry, I'm face palming so hard right now I can't really talk very well. Moving on with the article. Where is the article? There it is. Jamil took to Twitter to hit back at Irish columnist Nadine O'Regan, who criticized the actress and claimed she was beseeching us to look uglier for the benefit of society.
What does that even mean?
What?
I kind of want to look at this article now.
Where is this article?
I'm trying
I'm
to
going to go
freaking...
look up. So.
Alright, let's open this. It's just a screenshot of the article. It's not the actual article. It's just a fucking screenshot of it. They don't link to the actual article, so you can't
I'm
fucking
looking- I'm
read the
looking it up.
goddamn article.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up. Calm down.
Magazine 7.
She is a part of so much shit. Like, holy crap.
This is literally a picture taken of a magazine. This is what that is. I've come to understand it now. What they did is they took the page from the magazine out of the magazine, put it on a very, very good copy scanner, and then posted that image to the internet. So we can't actually read the article.
Some citation.
Some citation that we're not actually going to let you,
Look at.
read.
Fucking A.
I'm trying to... Oh, well, her show got canceled. Yeah, I'm not... So it's called Off Mess...
All right, so Off Message, yeah, that's what you said, by Nadine O'Regan. And the title says, "Women shouldn't be told how to appear, whether it's a glossy magazine asking us to slim down or Jamil telling us to look uglier for the benefit of society." And I'm like, yeah, I can agree to that. I mean, if you don't want to be fucking photoshopped, you shouldn't have to be photoshopped. And if you want to be photoshopped despite what other people say, then fucking go for it.
And for those watching, this is what we get to deal with just from the article. Just this little box. Here's the article.
I can't even. I
can't
can
even read
barely
that
make
shit.
out. I can barely make out the bolded text at the top. I can't make out the not bolded text throughout the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I would really like to actually read this article, because I have a feeling that Miss Jamila Jamil didn't read the article, and she's just fucking going after white privilege because she doesn't know how to, live her life without white privilege being a thing.
Fucking A.
I just got a link back to the Twitter thread. God damn it. Hold on. Which... Okay, so here, yeah, the title being "Women Should Not Be Told How to Appear," whether it's a glossy magazine asking us to slim down or Jamil telling us to look uglier for the benefit of society. Oh, so this is just a beef between Nadim and
Probably.
Jamal. That's all this is. That's all this fucking is. I cannot continue reading the article because I need to subscribe to read it.
Well, don't continue reading it, but I mean, holy shit. I don't want to say what came to my mind because that would be racist. And I'm not even like I'm not even saying, hey, this could be construed as racist. No, this would have been racist, but what the fuck? You know, okay.
Fucking A.
Fucking hell. Alright, I'm going back to
Oh
the
my
rest of
God,
this
is
article
the
because this is
pinned
pissing
tweet
me
on
off too.
Jamal. Well, okay. Here's a laugh. This is the pinned tweet on whatever her name is,
Jamila,
Jamil.
Jamil.
Jamila. Wow. Okay.
Didn't have
It's
some very
never too
creative
late
parents.
to check yourself. Yeah. To check yourself and right your wrongs. I used to be a slut-shaming, judgmental. I used to be slut-shamey, judgmental, and my feminism wasn't intersectional enough.
Jesus Christ.
How did I know that she was going to be intersectional as soon as I saw the words white privilege and erasure of ethnicities?
Oh my God! She posted a video of her using Photoshop really terribly to slim herself down.
Wow. That is
Just-
one hell of a cell phone.
She says, "Please explain to me how this isn't bad for young or old people."
Please explain to me how you're trying to do this and being so bad at it.
This is so bad because airbrushing is not just like making the image smaller. That's, oh my God, this is just.
I'm going to move on with the article.
Okay.
Jamil took to Twitter to hit back at Irish columnist Nadina O'Regan, who criticized the actress and claimed she was beseeching us to look uglier for the benefit of society. She thinks you're ugly just as you are. She also doesn't understand that blah blah blah. That's the tweet. This is embarrassing. SIC, white privilege and deep dysmisogyny. Slow clap. Blah blah blah. Lawson previously spoke out about television executives trying to Photoshop her stomach in billboards. The celebrity chef told food blog The Splendid Table in 2013 that she didn't want to get rid of how her stomach looked in photographs because she, quote, didn't want to become what she's not. That is awesome.
Okay. Can I point
That
something out?
right there is awesome. Yes, go ahead.
So I've been looking through Nigela's Twitter and her up online. She has almost no pictures of her from the chest down. Like all of the pictures are for the chest up, so I can't even see this. Like
Can't even see whether
airbrushing.
she's actually fat or not.
Yeah, well, she like there's some like there's some full shots, but she's got something in front of like she's holding, so you can't
Yeah.
really see much. But it doesn't even look like she's fat. So I'm a little confused on this whole thing. Because I'm not.
Well,
seeing-
she goes on further, and this might explain what you're seeing. I could see them wincing when they saw my tummy bulging out of my dress, and when I say bulging, I don't mean huge. I just mean you could see the roundness. It was a tummy. That's basically that's it. She's not fat, but she has
got a little bit of weight.
she's got a little bit of a belly.
I don't even think. Okay, so hear me.
Which makes sense
God
if you're a
damn it,
fucking
what?
chef.
why is Internet Explorer fucking not working right now? Jesus Christ!
But it's still
it's
the
Explorer.
quote. See, still the quote
mean,
didn't
no,
want to become what she's not. See, I like that. That is
Yeah.
a good way to say it. That is a good argument to make. It's like, I don't want to be misrepresented. I don't want people to think that I'm this thing that I'm not. That right there is a good way to represent it, because that is more about your own image that you're putting out there rather than what other people want you to look like. Whereas this freaking racism bullshit, that is entirely fucking mightier than thou freaking high horse bullshit. That just pisses me off so much. Moving on, she said, according to the Telegraph. No, she said, moving on to the Telegraph, she said that. I really didn't want to become what I'm not. I'm all for taking exercise so that I can eat as much as I can without getting to huge. But whatever the fuck, whoever wrote this sentence didn't do a very good job.
Well, if it's a quotation, then
Let me go ahead and actually read this the way it's probably meant to be read. I really didn't want to become what I'm not. I'm all for taking exercise so that I can eat as much as I can without getting too huge, comma, but nevertheless, comma, I didn't want to be turned into a plastic creation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Moving that comma to in front of the butt.
hey.
I wouldn't want to have to pretend to be something I'm not just for this for my own anxiety levels.
All right, so
I would
this
talk
is
about
a-
vanity and everything like that, but you know,
This is a side shot that she promotes, like not from some other place.
she doesn't even look like she's got a tummy.
No,
But then again, she's not wearing one of those form hugging dresses that seem to be all the rage.
but she's wearing a relatively see-through shirt, and it's not like big or anything. I
Wait,
don't
relatively see through?
Doesn't look transparent.
I'm not
at all.
seeing I'm not seeing any nipples there, buddy.
No, she's wearing a shirt underneath. Look at it a little bit closer.
You're telling me to look closer at her boobs. Will do.
Zoom and enhance.
Zoom and enhance.
It's a little bit of a see-through blue.
Enhance. It's not working the way it does on CSI.
Just gets all blurry.
I'm
and
not seeing
pixelated.
details. But yeah, no, she does. She looks like someone.
With a normal.
Looks like, yeah, she looks like an average person.
Yeah, no.
And I don't mean average Westerner as in, you know, because the averages at this point are like a good 30 pounds heavier than that. But no, I mean she looks like she's of a healthy weight.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah,
normal.
so I'm a little confused on where this, like, how you would. Never mind. Keep going with the article.
That was it. That was it. It's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
A wild panda with wild hair just walked by me.
God, no. Why the fuck am I so tired? It's my weekend. I shouldn't be tired.
I'm freaking tired.
You work
But-
tomorrow or you don't?
I do not start work until. Oh, hey, yeah, good news. Wait, I covered that at the beginning. I start on Wednesday of next week after Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun day for me. My crew has to open the warehouse that day at 1:00 in the afternoon.
My
That-
my
That sounds
entire-
fun.
My entire family has decided. So we've had a routine with like Christmases since I was like, I don't fucking know, old enough to remember shit. And the routine that we have is changing this year, and it's gonna be like all mixed up. Like nothing. I don't think anything is actually happening Christmas Day. And I have Christmas Day off, but I don't know what I work any of the other days around Christmas. And so all of my family is trying to get me to be like, well, will you be available at this time? I'm like, guys, I work at a minimum wage shitty job. I won't know until like a few days in advance.
Yeah.
Because that's how shitty minimum wage jobs work.
So my family, this is a breakdown of the Christmas traditions. The day after the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I was going to say the day after Black Friday. Duh. The entire family goes to a Christmas tree farm and spends the next 8 hours finding Christmas trees with my mother. And I'm pretty sure this is the reason why she had so many kids. One child stays behind as the others continue to look so that the tree can be found again 8 hours later. So that my mother can go between each of the trees that she's picked and say, no, I don't like any of them. Let's go to the next tree farm.
So she uses you as like thumbtacks.
Markers, yes. Yeah.
Stand next to this one. The rest of you come with me.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the next thing is the following day, or at least this is how it was when I was still, like, before I joined the military, would be spent actually decorating the tree as a family. Hot cider with copious amounts of alcohol was usually involved. And then nothing until Christmas Day itself, and then at 10 o'clock in the morning is when my father or I would put on the Santa hat and pass out the gifts that were under the tree. And then we would wait for that person to open their gift. And then we are like, hey, yeah, cool, awesome, pictures. And then we'd move on. And at the end of it, someone would find the baby hiding in the massive piles of torn up paper. Because there's like a legion of us. And the rest of them would actually, start throwing the paper out because we found the baby. We didn't have to throw it's kind of like that whole, I was kind of making the joke of don't throw the baby out with the bathwater type thing, but it kind of failed. It fell flat on his face.
Yeah.
It kind of did. Anyways, that is, the rest of that, the day is just spent getting drunk and playing with our new toys. Because you're never too old for new toys.
Right.
This is true.
For me, it's always been like my parents' Christmas is on Christmas Eve night, and then the morning of Christmas Day we go to my grandparents' house where the rest of the family entire day there. This year, Christmas Eve we're having at my uncle's house because he can't show up Christmas Day, so nothing's actually happening Christmas Day. So I get that phone call from my uncle asking me to, show up on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. And I'm like, I don't know if I work or when I work, so that's gonna be kind of interesting to deal with. And then Christmas, or then my dad calls me to tell me that the day before Christmas Eve, we're doing something with my parents. Again, asking when I work, if I work, and what I'm doing. And
you're just
like,
sitting there like, my answer has not
Changed.
Like,
not changed.
well, it's it's funny to me because this is like the first year that I've, been a working person that I have Christmas Day off. So it's like, wait. So I have it off, but it doesn't mean shit because you all are not even doing anything Christmas Day. Oh, okay, fuck you.
So I made sure to have Christmas Day off, so that we could all spend Christmas Day together. And you basically took me taking that day off specifically because that's how things normally work. Crumpled it up into a ball, wiped your ass with it, wiped the dog's ass with it, and then rubbed it in my face. Fuck you guys.
It's like this year, like every year, we have 1 week of family vacation during the summer. Unfortunately, I could not take that week off to go hang out with them. The week that they were down there one of the days happened to be my birthday. So my uncle calls me while I'm sitting up here on my birthday to tell me how great of a time they're all having down there. All these crazy things that just has happened. Says happy birthday and then says goodbye.
Oof.
And I'm just like,
Ow.
I'm just like, guys, like they're all telling me all these things. Like everybody knows I like retro things. Like I like retro theaters. Like going into,
Which explains why you like Fallout so much.
yeah. So they're telling me that they're going to go watch the original Top Gun movie in this like retro theater. And I'm like, the fuck.
So you're doing all of these things that I like to do specifically because I'm not there to do them. Fuck you guys.
How nice. How very, very nice.
I was so mad.
Jesus Christ. Oh.
It was my fucking birthday too. It's just like,
Oh.
It's like, thanks for the great, wonderful birthday, guys. It really makes me feel great that you're doing something to celebrate my birthday without me. So like, I didn't really care about my birthday before, now
Now I really
now
don't
it's
care.
just it's not I don't even think of it as my birthday anymore. It's the day that my love for y'all died.
well, typically what happens if like there's something that comes up, we all like do it at a different day, right? We all hang out, celebrate somebody's birthday on a different day. Well,
Yeah.
because it was in the middle of the week that they were gone, that didn't happen
Ouch.
at all.
Man. Are you the only child by
I-
chance?
No, I'm the middle child.
That's that I seem to remember you talking about, siblings before, and it's all starting to make sense now.
Yeah, I'm the middle child.
It makes sense. You're the middle child. Nobody loves you. Except me, Pop. I love you. You're my bro.
Sure.
You're the little brother I never bonded with until now.
We bonded.
I mean, yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm giving you shit.
I mean, it's not sexual in nature. I didn't have to break my gimp suit out or anything. But I mean, we could bond that way if you really wanted to, and you paid me enough.
Speaking of horrifically terrifying and really funny things,
Just getting really weird really fast. 0 to 100.
Nice on the timing there. Nice on the timing there, Pav. But this is a perfect time to segue into our all three voted best article that's not long enough to actually cover but deserves an honorable mention.
Yeah. So BBC reported on something, and I guess I'll just read the title. Deer poachers. It's like deer is in the animal, not deer poachers.
Yeah, as in teal deer.
Yeah. Sentenced to watch Bambi in prison.
In Canada, by the way.
It was in
Canada sentenced this poacher to watch Bambi in prison.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's like, does anybody else have conjurings of Adam's Family values running through their heads right now?
A poacher has been ordered to watch Disney film Bambi repeatedly. After he
Oh
was
god,
convicted
that is a punishment right there.
After he was convicted, hundreds of deer, hundreds.
Hundreds? So he poached hundreds of deer. Can you prove it?
They must have if he was convicted of it.
No. Well, then again, it's Canada.
Missouri Hunter, oh, from America. David Berry Jr. Oh yeah, great name to be after. Must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was
Okay,
arrested on August.
that's not bad. Only watching it 12 times. That's not bad. I've watched Bambi a total of 12 times in my lifetime, I think. And all of those were when I was like 5 or 6. I haven't watched it since.
I don't
So-
think I've seen it since, yeah, like really young. He was arrested in August along with 2 family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot. Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot what poacher meant. Never mind. I have no sympathy for this person.
Well, I don't. I have sympathy for this person simply
if you're gonna kill
because.
something, eat it. If you don't eat it, you're a fucking scumbag.
Not even gonna touch that because I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna kill and eat a person in war.
Oh god damn
As
it!
as
You know what
badass as badass as that might seem,
I was
to-
referring to hunting.
as badass as that might seem to someone who really likes dystopian post-apocalyptic futures, that's not really up my alley there, buddy.
All right, if you're hunting,
And
you
it even applies to cockroaches too, because I'm just like.
I know you can drink bleach, like.
You realize I was timing that just for when you started talking, right?
Yeah, 100%.
We're all in
No,
sync here.
no. Honestly, if you're hunting, and you kill something, deer is fucking delicious. So that's another reason to be like fuck you on. But like, why would you not eat the thing you kill? Like I'm not.
Yeah, I
even
mean,
going to-
I actually am 100% with you on this. If you're sport hunting, if you're hunting for sport, you better goddamn well eat the fucking meat you kill.
right.
Unless it's wild hog. Don't eat that. It'll rot your
Well-
guts.
But
Give you tapeworms and things like that.
Well, oh my
Good
gosh.
to know.
It just, yeah.
No, it's actually I like wild boar. It tastes pretty good. It's a little gamey compared to regular pork,
Okay.
but it's succulent almost if you prepare it right. There's just a comparison between wild meat and domesticated meat that you just can't.
They're not freaking out and being incredibly stressed by the fact that they're on a conveyor belt to get slaughtered.
No, I think it has more to do with their life in general. Like domesticated animals have always had meat, had food provided to them. They haven't had to worry about predators except for us. You know, like they live their lives in freaking carefree bliss. Wild animals, on the other hand, it's like they got to worry about predators. They're always searching for food. You know, they're healthy animals for the most part. Not pumped full of freaking steroids and things like that. Oh my god, I sound like a vegan. Not a vegan. What's that word for freaking people who are really big on like GMOs and stuff?
Oh fuck, I
against
don't know.
GMOs or for GMOs?
4. No,
I've never
against
heard a
GMOs.
term.
Against GMOs.
Uh,
Organic food. They're for
Environmentalists?
organic food. Yeah, that's the one. I
Yeah,
feel I sound
environmentalist.
like a environmentalist. Someone shoot me.
But no, it for me, like, maybe this is just part down for me to from, 'cause, like, I grew up on a Native American reservation. Like, they had a lot of teaching, all that kind of stuff. It's like,
Did you?
yeah,
I
I was
did
born-
not know that. You don't look
Hey.
very native to me.
my parents moved there, and then I was born there. My dad was brought in to be the pastor of one of the only church that was
Oh. Okay. So you're an invader.
basically.
Awesome.
Um,
You're like one of the few people who can claim
was
to have
treated-
invaded Native American land and live to tell the tale.
I was treated the same way when the fucking Coast Guard showed up, though. Short
No?
story time?
Sure.
Short story time? So...
Don't say fucking Coast Guard. My dad was in there for 20 years. They're fucking baller.
No, I mean Coast Guard.
Thank you.
So Niebe has this tradition of going on whale hunting. So they go out, they take a bunch of kayaks, they go out, they kill a whale, and they bring it back, eat it, use the blubber for things like oil and all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very common to see a lot of Native American tribes that use every little piece of something that they kill, and that's kind
Yep.
of one of the things that I was growing up on. So one year when I was living here, I think there was like 2 or 3. The Coast Guard showed up and blocked the kayaks with a bunch of people with megaphones standing on the decks of their ships. They had guns pointed at the shore and threatened to fire
Okay.
if they went whale hunting. It was a
I mean, were the whales in the territory of the of the reserve?
Niebe sits right on the Pacific.
No, I mean,
And-
was the reserve extending out into the intercoastal waters?
Yes.
And
Wait,
were they
no.
right on the border of that?
They, as in who
The
you referring
Coast
to?
Guard? So like were they in the native were the Coast Guard in the reserve the
They weren't
preserve
in the reserve. No.
reservation?
No. They were
Okay.
sitting right outside of it.
So on the one hand,
I don't think this has anything to do with our military. I think it had to do
No,
with
no,
the
no, no. Just
environmentalists
here-
that were
here-
standing on decks shouting at us.
on the deck of the Coast Guard ships?
Yeah.
No. Okay,
Let
so
me go look it up.
this was like 23 years ago. You're what, 26 now?
25.
Okay, 22 years ago, so I can't really speak to that. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. That might be exactly what happened, but I'm fairly certain in my gut and my intuition that the ecological people, the eco nuts, were on their own
Eco-freaks.
boats, and the Coast Guard just happened to be there to make sure that neither side got violent. But I wasn't there, so I can't say that's what happened.
You could be right, but how most of us remember it was it was very hostile for them on us. It probably could have been
Yeah, pretty sure the Coast Guard was just there to make sure that the protesters didn't cross into the reservation, and the reservation and the protesters didn't get violent with each other because boats, water, violence. There's
Yeah.
a very good chance for death in that,
Yeah.
and that's how imagine because I spent my entire life around the Coast Guard. They don't give a shit. You want to hunt whales? Yeah, go ahead. As long as it's within your legal right to do it, go ahead. But I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't say what happened. It was 22 years ago. I was 10. Yeah, 22 years ago I was 10, and I was. This was right after I left California, actually. My dad was stationed. Yeah, when I was 9, 23 years ago, I was at Hamilton Air Force Base in Novato, California. That's the county, I think. On the other side of the bridge from San Francisco, on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge, that is. And my dad was stationed in what's it called? What's the naval port there? Oakland. Naval port in Oakland, California.
So, the funny thing is as I'm looking up this incident, like two things that I'm remembering from looking at this incident. The Makah tribe, which is the tribe that lives in the Bay, they have a permit given to them by the United States to kill a whale, one whale, every year. Two, Makah has been extremely helpful with going after illegal whale hunting, like unauthorized whale hunting.
Yeah, I believe that. I looked it up.
And B, it looks like a protester of the whale hunt got hurt.
Got hurt?
This was in 2000, so oh, this is actually just like I'm not even gonna read the full thing, but I'm just gonna read this opening line. A woman injured Thursday when the U.S. Coast Guard boat struck her jet ski as she tried to dispute a whale hunt by members of the Makah tribe.
Yeah, well,
She
here's
ran
the
into
thing.
the Coast Guard boat.
She ran in front of a Coast Guard boat that was probably trying to screen and that's the thing about the Coast Guard. They're going in a direction. If you're smaller than them and you decide not to make way,
I'm not even blaming the Coast Guard. I'm laughing at this fucking idiot woman.
yeah, I kind of am too. But that's probably what probably happened, Pav, and I am speculating, is that the Coast Guard were there just to make sure that it didn't get violent, and if it did get violent, to stop the violence and rescue people who were in danger of drowning.
Okay, and you could be right. It's just I'm gonna have to go actually well, not while we're on stream, but go actually look it up. But it was a very hostile point in time where we had
I'm sure it was
sitting there and basically
because this happened in what 90 this happened in the mid 90s, didn't it?
Yeah, like 98. And that's another thing that I found that I almost forgot about. The macaws probably get one whale every 70 years. Like the hunts are almost never successful.
Yeah.
Like the point of them is it's not You're not going out there with like these big ships and like nets and all.
No,
this
you're
kind of
you're
stuff.
going out. It's the tradition. It's
Yeah.
to keep the culture and the traditions alive, and to experience what your ancestors experienced while you were doing this. It's the actual act of going out and doing this thing, not necessarily doing it successfully, but doing it.
Right,
It's
and
like the macaw, they hunted for whales every single day when the whales were migrating.
well, yeah, there are coastal Native American
Yeah, and
tribes, so
their
they
life
will
depend
on
their
fish
tribal
and
life
whale.
depended on fish, whale, the blubber from the whales, and like one or two whales, if they were to be successful once or twice during a migration season, that was their food for
Yeah, the first one
the next
in
migration season.
first the first one in like the past 100 years was in 1999. They got a gray whale. Uh, right. Which okay, it might have been 99. Killing whale. Killing the whale unleashed a storm of protesters from animal rights activists who worked through the court to open seas to stop the macaws from whaling. Um. Yeah. So it was just a shit ton of animal rights activists, which is probably what it was. Which
Yeah.
is probably what happened to that woman.
Yeah, no, she was probably an animal rights activist, and she was doing something stupid, and instead of making way for a
Giant
Coast Guard
boat.
vessel that is like 100 times her tonnage, I mean, yeah, she's the dumbass that decided to get in the way. It's like you can't exactly stop an actual ship on a dime, or turn it, for that matter.
It's not a fucking car.
Nope. It's not even a semi truck. You kidding? It's like those things take. Ugh, it takes a lot of work to stop a ship of an actual ship, like of cutter size or larger, to stop.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she probably got in the way of the ship and got run over because they couldn't stop in time. Because she's dumb.
Hmm.
You had one job. Don't sink the ship. What did you do?
Oh my god. What if it was like a rental ski? She was on a ski.
She was on a rental jet ski.
Well, what if it was a rental jet ski? But she was on a jet. It didn't say whether or not it was a rental. But that would be hilarious if it was a rental.
How do we get from deer to this? What a fucking segue.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, but we have covered everything we wanted to cover,
So we have
Yes, we have.
and we have been going for about
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Yeah, I will go with that. So tonight was a good night. Do y'all have any closing statements?
Merry Christmas?
Yeah, we won't.
We can say that now. We're allowed to
Yes.
say that now.
Yeah.
We,
Obama
we will
is
not be
gone.
having- we will not be having a show this next Monday night because it is Christmas Eve. As
Far as we are aware, we're not going to be having a show Christmas Eve, is what Pav is trying to say. Go ahead.
So Merry Christmas. and all that shit.
And let me look at this calendar really quick. So, guess what? New
On
Year's
the
Eve
next-
is that next Monday.
I have no problems doing that. Doing a show. on
Well,
New Year's Eve.
I actually can't do New Year's Eve because I do have plans New Year's Eve. I know that for a fact. We're the in-laws, my wife and I, are going to a local casino to have food and gamble. So we're probably not going to get back until like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Unless we do a Friday show. Oh shit, we can't do a Friday show.
We
Never
can't
mind.
do a Friday show. We could do a Sunday show.
That might be able to work. I'll have to check my second work schedule.
It'd have to be an hour though, because
Because it's a Sunday show and the next day is you guys do remember that the reason we do the show as late as we do is to and end the show as early as we do is to both for y'all's time and for my time, right?
right.
Yeah,
Because it's almost midnight for me.
yeah. We
So,
went a little long
that-
tonight.
That Sunday, hell, we could do a show on the 23rd and the 30th, and I'd be just fine the next day because holidays the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I cannot guarantee Sunday for the 31st because I
Okay.
do have plans Monday evening, but I don't know if I'll be working Monday the day.
Okay.
So, as far as I'm aware, it's a possibility. Anyways, if we don't, if things don't work out the way it would be cool if they worked out, then we will not see y'all until the 7th of the new year. And that will be our first episode of the year.
Yeah, we'll keep everyone in the loop.
New season, guys. New season.
Season 3, technically.
Yeah, you might want to change up the artwork a little bit for new season there, buddy. Just saying.
Yeah, we'll see about that. See what I can do. I mean,
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have been great. This has been your Monday night locked and loaded. Have we come up with that half decent title yet?
Nah, I won't be here until the 25th.
All right, yeah, good point. We have been your hosts, Sergeant Buck,
Hi.
Pavaros,
Yes.
and SmartPig2150. Y'all have a wonderful Christmas, a happy New Year, and see y'all in 2019.
Jesus.
That's weird to think about. We'll see you then.
Yeah, I felt weird saying it. Kill the stream, damn it.